the T-nut was actually missing, and just a regular nut was on the underside of this. So I had to channel lock up here and grab my nuts from underneath. I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Alright, welcome back to some more Space Invaders. Today, I am finally back in the basement. Still, I'm free of COVID, but I still got a couple symptoms. Just a little bit of sinus, brain cloggage. You know what I mean? I still feel like I sound like a, I've got a weird voice too. Weird. Hey, it says 8004 for the score again. That's weird because I cleared the memory. Why is it 8004? Interesting. Yeah, I cleared the memory and I messed with a couple settings at the, in between videos. Just kind of at the butt end of the last video there. I didn't record it, but why is it still saying 804? Interesting. I wonder if that's just memory garbage or if that is some sort of error message. I'll have to look that up. Or get a score higher than 8004 and see if that stays. Because maybe something I did with the new battery pack, maybe I screwed it up and didn't save the memory being cleared. Anyway, we'll look at that. So, yeah, anyway, I am pretty much done with COVID. Give me another couple days and I should not sound like a whiny weirdy. But today I think I'm going to strip the playfield, re-rubber it, and still undecided on whether I'm going LEDs or not. I am probably, for the most part, I'm leaning towards function over form, which means make it work and not concern myself too much about cosmetics like LEDs. But you never know. I change my mind. So that's the idea. That's the goal. At least clean the playfield. Change whatever busted posts there are. I'll check these guys out. It's hard to see with the glare there. The ones that get beat on. These two especially as well. Captive ball area. That plastic there usually gets busted, and then the captive ball just kind of falls out. Fortunately, my captive ball zone looks to be in good shape, so don't have to worry about that. So, a little bit of Space Invaders action tonight. Let's get to it. Hey, quick side note. It saved my credits, so I don't think the 8004 is my battery's not saving stuff, because otherwise my credits would not be saved. So I'm gonna figure out what this 8004 is all about still. Alright, I think I got most of the top side stuff removed. 7 pop bumper caps. Quite a bunch of rubbers. Here's the 4 for the passive pops. You can clearly see they're probably original. A little bit of warpage and some plastics. And you got the clear plastics. This is your captive ball zone here. So most of that, I got to do the apron still. So next I'm going to go over every post and tighten them all, make sure they're in good shape, clean them, tighten them, go over every single playfield switch, clean off the old gunk, which is usually wax or Novus. There are quite a few bulbs out. Look, one of the 7 pop bumper lights is still working. We got general illumination, bulbs out. Look at this. This is interesting. These 4 bulbs in front of the passive pops have this little metal shield on them so that the light only directs backwards. Now, I guess if they didn't have those, it might kind of be in the eye, like the path of the eyeball, the player's eye. and they're trying to prevent you from getting blinded by those, but I don't know that I've ever seen those before. And I just noticed this target sticking out a little further than the other guys, so adjust those guys, clean those guys, and clean the play field. Oh, look, I missed 2 rubbers. Must be like 50 rubbers on this, maybe more if you include all the small ones. But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, the other thing. This wire form popped out of the original hole here, and someone put it into a new hole, and it seems to be in there okay. So I'm not sure if I'm going to mess with that or not, because it's one of those leave well enough alone, or else I could turn it into more of a mess. But I think that is my assessment of the top side. Some more pretty gunky switches there. I will polish those up with my Dremel tool, more bulbs out, and my Dremel wire brush, that is. But yeah, all in all, should come out nicely. Okay, time to get to work. Alright, so I gave the playfield an initial wipe down here. I'll give it a novice after. Tightened every red post, cleaned them all up, replaced a couple that were a little chippy. I didn't replace these guys. I think I'm just going to leave well enough alone on those guys. One guy needs his teeth brushed a little bit better. Here we go. There we go. I must have missed those guys. Alright. So, next on the list, did I run into anything? No? Oh yeah, all those little speckles and stuff, I thought that would just vacuum right up, but that's all like in the paint. That ain't going anywhere. So, it's just part of the art, like, see how it's like speckled in spots. So I guess they did the whole playfield in speckle. Anyway, got the ball track. That was a pretty dark line all the way along here. It is cleaned up nicely with some magic eraser. Alright, so yeah, next is going to be dealing with all the bulbs that are bad. And I guess now's the time I got to really decide. Am I going LED or am I not? I better decide quick. Alright, here's my tip for cleaning pop bumper sockets. Little Dremel bit like this. Is that going to focus? There you go. Nice rounded tip. Get rid of that black spot at the bottom. And then you can go around the edges as well. And voila. Take a look at that. Compared to this. That will help for better contact. And, you know, take your pliers and squeeze the jaws shut a little bit if you need to. Anyway, I'm going to do that about 7 more times. Hey, there we go. All 7 pop bumper lights are now working from 1. And all the other GI as well. So, moving on, I think, to rubbers next. Okay, Operation Rubbers has begun. Printed off the rubber chart. There's a lot of rubbers, but it's coming along, looking good. But this is the old Mark's Basement Arcade twist here. Let's, hey, it's not working. Oh, it's because the wood is stripped a little bit. Come on. There we go. That's the Mark's Basement Arcade twist right here. And why is that? Because he sent me this handy little tool. There we go. Oh yeah, that one snugged up nice. One more here. That's good. Let's see if I can get this guy to snug up. Now, okay, this guy's going to need a little bit of toothpick and wood glue. So, there you go. Okay, so the deal was the T-nut was actually missing and just a regular nut was on the underside of this. So I had to channel lock up here and grab my nuts from underneath and make it happen. So now that post is solid. And I also noticed that this post was up about 1/8 of an inch, so I didn't thread this screw in very well. So at the same time, I straightened this out. And then my spinner wasn't moving because my washer was in the wrong spot. But now, all three things are happy. Alright, so just for fun, I was checking the Internet Pinball database, and the notes say that the alien depicted on the back glass was deemed an unlicensed use of the one used in Alien movie. Some playfield art elements and game sounds were borrowed from Space Invaders video game, which was still popular at the time. Designer Jim Patla told us that his original drawing shows that all 4 flippers were to be the longer type. However, the upper 2 flippers were changed to shorter type because the longer flippers interfered with the lower flipper backhand shots. 3 dimples on the playfield representing flipper adjustment positions can be seen at a distance from each end of the shorter flippers at a point where longer flippers would have met them. So there's a little bit of background on some Space Invaders action. Let's see if we can see these dimples. I haven't actually looked yet. Hey, what do you know? Look at that. There you go. There's your 3 little dimples. And there as well. There's something, I learned something new today. There we go. Okay, so I think I've got all the rubbers finished off here. I like my yellow flipper rubbers. I was thinking green at one point, but then I realized there's really not a lot of green, and so maybe I'll change my shooter tip to yellow as well. But I've got all the leaf switches adjusted just perfectly. All the rubbers installed. Got the clear plastics back on. And as you can see, it looks like I have decided to go incandescent. Yes, I know, I'm sorry. We would have liked to all see it LED, but I'm trying to plug through a few projects here to, fill up Kevin's new arcade, which will be ready in a few months. So I make decisions sometimes based on that. I'm gonna bring in a new project when I finish this one, so I'm thinking a couple steps ahead here. Anyway, I'm wrapping up this video, I think. Yeah, I've just got to... Oh, you know what? I was afraid I might forget. I've got to put these rubbers on. Okay, the manual doesn't actually tell you what size rubbers those are. They just say number 10, and number 10 is referring to the part, bumper cap, but there's no letter associated. I measured them up, and they're not 1 inch, so I think they're probably 1 1/4. Anyway, before I wrap up this video, I must do that before I forget. But, yeah, so made a good little dent in the machine here. Tomorrow, hopefully, I will deal with the rest of the plastics, and then maybe start doing whatever needs to be done on the underside of the playfield, and maybe eventually figure out what 8004 means. Anyway, that's the end of this one. Probably a short little clip overall, little video, but getting back on track here. I know I set my bar high when I posted videos every day. Maybe I shouldn't have set the bar so high, but I'm still plugging away. We'll see you guys on the next one.